Good morning, traders, and welcome to another episode of Market in the Morning. Guys, happy Monday. It is August 17th. I hope you guys are ready to make some money. We're going to break down some markets, S&P, New York session, gold, NASDAQ, any assets you guys want to cover. Let me know in the comments, but I hope you're excited. I hope you're ready to prepare for a great trading week. It is a no news week, and it seems the Fed is starting to position themselves to hold rates. We're going to cover all of this in today's Market in the Morning episode. So if you're ready to make some money, smash that like button because Market in the Morning starts right now. All right, good morning, guys. What's going on? So S&P futures firm as Fed easing hopes offset Hormuz field oil spike. So what have we been seeing? What have we been covering lately, guys? Markets, overnight sessions, they're not reacting that strong to all these headlines saying war's picking back up, war's settling, escalation, de-escalation, because it's ping pong right now. It's a back and forth. There is no consistency. At some point, we would get escalation headlines that would impact markets like crazy for days. Then we would get de-escalation headlines, and markets bounced within that range. Now we're getting these headlines that are going against each other every other day. Hey, good morning, Elsa. Good morning, everybody. What's going on? Ibrahim, good morning. Jermaine, what's going on? Hello, welcome, and good morning, guys. I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. Let me know what asset you guys want to check on first, but I think we're going to start with asking market for our overnight and macro context. So let's ask market. Give me the overnight and over the weekend macro context that we may have missed so we could prepare for today's price action and trading day. I'll get rid of the and price action. Here we go. So we could prepare for today's trading day. Beautiful, guys. This is Ask Market. Right here, your market assistant. How awesome is that? Yo, good morning. What's going on, Arsha? Good morning. How are you guys? Gold today, I was chopped. All right, it happens. It's time to bounce back. You already know. Macro context overnight and over the weekend is dominated by Middle East escalation and weak China data. Okay, so that's good to know right away too, the weak China data. I think that goes to the bottom now. Yep, right over here. Beautiful. Good morning. Matt's from... Hey, what's up, Matt? Good. How are you doing, man? I hope you're doing well. Hope you're ready for a great trading week. A very low volatility one at that, guys, as we're going to go through these Ask Market headlines to cover what happened overnight and over the weekend. Then I'm going to bring up the economic calendar and show you guys that we're really not expecting much. The only really red folder news we have this week is the initial jobless claims. Now, initial jobless claims comes out every Thursday at 8:30. So because it comes out every week, it's not that strong of a news headline. It's not that strong of a data event. If it's something like non-farm payroll, which is once a month, unemployment data, CPI, PPI, these are all economic events that have an impact on inflation, it tells you about the impacts on inflation. It tells you about how the jobs and employment market is doing, and it also gives us some insight into how the Fed is reading that to say, are they looking to hike rates or are they looking to slow down? As I mentioned before in the intro, the Fed is starting to put a halt on the expectations of a rate hike this year, so that gives us some optimism. Right now, you guys remember a week and a half ago, I would say probably 2 weeks ago, before we had all the Google and Microsoft and Amazon earnings that gave us optimism, we were more bearish. The Fed was looking at almost a 60% chance that they had one rate hike by September. Well, guess what? New data, new expectations, things are flipping more optimistic. So now we're more in a bull market. Jennifer, good morning. Andrea, good morning. What's up? Yusuf, good morning. Matt, hello. Asan, what's going on? Yo, good morning, Kev. What do you think about NAS? Got some buys. The market AI fundamentals were bullish, and also market structure was supporting buys. What do you think? Currently up 5K. So I'm going to take a look at NASDAQ in just a little bit. We could pull up the chart very quickly just so I could give you a quick answer of yes or no and being careful on that position or not. It definitely depends where you entered and depends what your risk tolerance is. You mentioned you're in some buys. I see we are in a little bit of a pullback now for the past 2 hours. If you got a better entry from your New York session, you're up about 74 points. Depends where your target is. Why didn't you get out up here? Was your price target higher? or, what was really halting that. We see we're getting a bit of a jolt right here. I'm not a big fan of trading equities before New York session, right? Because New York session is when we get most of the volume and volatility. I will, however, trade them if we have economic data like we're covering right now. So let's go back to market, run through these headlines. Canada CPI is dropping shortly. There we go. So that's probably giving us that internal reaction. Yo, W to Matt right there from Chart Fanatics. That's awesome. That's great. I tell the guys all the time here, we're a community. If you guys see something that I may have missed, call it out. Boom, we cover it and we're ready. All right, so let's see. Nothing major. No major big headlines. Strait of Hormuz crisis shipping was ground to a halt as the U.S.-Iran 60-day ceasefire officially expired this morning. Wow, okay, guys, look at that. We're using Ask Market, and now we're getting an answer. We're getting something that I didn't know off the top of my head. U.S.-Iran 60-day ceasefire. I'm sure you guys remember it. When it was announced, it gave us the bullish reaction. Markets flipped very bullish, very strong. It has officially expired today. Luke, good morning, brother. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Hope everybody had a phenomenal weekend. Trump threatened military action against Oman if it obstructs U.S. interests, though he has also confirmed back-channel talks with IRGC and urged Israel to cease Gaza strikes. Red Sea flare-up. China data misses. July retail sales 0.6%. Ooh, what a drop. Take a look at that. Estimated it was 1.5%, less than half of the estimated. So prior was 1%. It's even down from prior as well. Industrial output 4.5%. Estimate was 4.8. Prior was 5.3. Investment negative 6.7%. That's this. Everything is very weak in the China data that we received. And again, that's not something that, even if we were just using the dashboard of market and looking at ES and NQ, it might not mention that. Why? Because it's China markets, right? It's going to give us that overall, at some point, a little bit of a follow through, right? Where the global economy starts to see that, hey, inflation's higher here, inflation's higher here. We don't need just a U.S. economic reset. We're starting to see a global reset being needed, not because, housing's getting too expensive, the population's getting too high up, but because inflation's getting too high. The oil situation, right? That's 20% of the entire global oil inventory is being halted because of the U.S.-Iran war. It is not just the U.S. and Iran war. It is not just the U.S.-Israel-Iran war. It is a war that's impacting oil and energy across the entire world, right? Now, how do you think that the U.S.'s trade partners will take that? You think the U.S. trade partners are like, thanks for making our energy more expensive. We really appreciate it. Or do you think they're going to be like, all right, you know what? We're going to penalize you now. You made our energy so expensive. We're going to start trading with these other people instead. We're going to start trading with this other country instead of you for bean oil, for this, for that, whatever the case may be. It's going to put a damper on just that overall sentiment. So, guys, let me know what assets you guys want to cover. It is 8:30 now, so we can take a look at our economic calendar. Here we go. We're getting some headlines here. Anything major? Canada CPI. Let's pull up our economic calendar, and I'll even put Canada here in our countries. As an American, Canada is going to be our 51st country. No, state. No, I'm kidding. Look at this. Inflation's higher in Canada. Is that a shocker? Not necessarily. Bank of Canada core 0.2, 1.9%, inflation 3%, forecast was 2.9%, prior was 2.8. So like I mentioned about the whole war situation causing higher inflation and higher energy costs, we really have to think of it in two different ways. When we hear higher oil, that is going to backlog into higher energy. We hear higher oil, higher gas, higher energy, higher exports, higher imports. The higher price becomes for consumers because these big companies don't want to spend more on imports and exports without being financially compensated for it, so that the consumer pays that overall, whether it was a tariff, whether it was just higher in imports and exports because inflation was higher because of oil, whatever the case may be, it has that impact. So inflation's higher in Canada. Good to know. Real quick, guys, go over the economic calendar. It is 8:30. We ran through our overnight macro context. Now we can look at some market headlines, economic data, and then we'll go over some price levels too. I'll set you guys up with some key levels to watch on gold, the S&P, NASDAQ, and more. We could even take a look at oil too, guys. Let me know what asset you trade in the comments right now. I want to know what you trade, how you trade it, right? So tell me the asset you trade, your number one trading asset or two, and what time frame you trade on. Let me know right now in the comments. I want to see something. So 10 a.m. housing market index not going to have that big of an impact on the S&P and NASDAQ. We did have New York Fed manufacturing was way higher than expected. It was above maximum forecast. So because we are above maximum forecast, I'm going to take a look at my impact on ES and NQ, right? So these are giving us more of a bearish read on this index. Now, I don't want you to be so dialed in and be like, oh, wow, we had an economic event that makes us more bearish today. New York Fed manufacturing is not the biggest of events, so remember that. USD CAD and Euro USD 4-hour time frame plus. Nice. There we go. Cool, man. Awesome. You trade on the 4-hour time frame, like you execute your trades on the 4-hour, or do you come down to a lower time frame to execute? Tomas will come around to the caps. I know, right? Thomas, man, you gotta take the caps lock off. I can't if you're yelling at me in caps in the comments, guys, I can't read it. I turn into like Stevie Wonder over here. I'm like, I don't see anything. I don't see you. Ask nicely. I see that. XAU USD always time frame depends on what I want. Fast, shorts, or longs. Awesome, famous. Very cool. Very cool. All right, let's take a look at some gold. Let's break down gold for everybody. We'll pull up XAU USD on our market terminal, and we will take a look to see what's our bias, what's supporting it, and what could flip it. Correct. I execute on the 4-hour and daily. I use daily, weekly, monthly to establish bias and key levels. That's awesome, Matt. Wow, that's really cool. I don't talk to too many traders who trade on that much higher time frame. And when we say much higher, right, everything's always going to be relative to perspective. Right now, when we're trading, we're doing market in the morning. Usually, we're not going to be keeping up a 4-hour chart because if we're keeping up a 4-hour chart, there's a good chance markets will look very boring to most people. We don't get much price action. 5-minute, 15-minute, most day traders are within this ratio. So it's really cool that you do trade on that higher time frame, 4-hour and daily. So you must be in positions, for days, even weeks? Very cool. That's awesome. That is awesome. Would love to have you on. Chart Fanatics, part of the Market in the Morning community too. Would love to have you on. We always love having guests here on Market in the Morning. Hey, Lisa, good morning. Happy Monday. Usman, good morning. Happy Monday. Guys, let's dive into gold, find some levels, find our bias, and some actionable insights. First, I do want to put a poll up on the chart, and I'll have you guys ready for that. Let's see. Hey, are you bullish or bearish today on gold? Awesome. Okay, I'm going to reset this. And I'm going to put this on the chart. Oh, is it not working? Interesting. Oh, well, we tried. Hey, what's up, Ryan? Good morning. Happy Monday. Gold edging us today, man. BS price action. Yo, hopefully, you know what? Hopefully it's that overnight chop before we get a nice New York session pop. But it's Monday. We know Friday was pretty sideways. Thursday gave us a beautiful rally, one of those straight up days. So we'll take a look and see. Where are you situated, Kev? Yo, I'll let you know right now. I'm going to cover gold. I'll let you guys know my idea, my thesis, analysis, and where we might be headed today and what's supporting that. Then we'll cover some NASDAQ and S&P as well. Ibrahim says, gold I analyze on the 4-hour and 1-hour, execute on 5 minutes, sometimes on 1 minute, depending on price action. Very cool. There you go. It's important that we set ourselves up with the best opportunity and the best edge in the market, no matter what we're doing, no matter what strategy we're trading. So when it comes to finding key levels, it's extremely important that whether you trade on the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15, 30 minute, hourly, that we're finding our key levels on even a 1-hour and higher, right? We don't want to be finding key levels on a 5 minute where we've been chopping around all day. Meanwhile, we look out at a bigger perspective and see that this is a no trade zone. We wouldn't even want to take a trade at all. Lauren, good morning. Gold holds near 4,400 as easing oil and softer Fed bet support. So that right away makes me want to go, well, what's oil doing? Let's see, what's oil doing right here? And I'm going to get rid of these drawings for now. And I see that oil has been very range bound. There has not been much clear direction in oil. It was up in July. That's why our CPI inflation report did not come down lower than expected. It came right on forecast, only 0.1% lower than prior, because oil moved up, then it moved down and it stayed very sideways. So inflation still sold off because we weren't at these extremes on oil. However, because of the escalations in oil prices, it was a lot harder for inflation to come down, which gave us a bit of a slowdown in the lower inflation. Hey, love from New York, brother, man. Absolutely. Good morning. Good morning. There you go. See, now I see your messages. You turn the caps lock off. I can see your messages clear as day now. So oil, I'd want to keep an eye on. It does seem like we're finding this area where we created a lower high. So let's take a look. Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower low, lower low, lower high. Now we swept this one right here. So lower high, lower low right here compared to this recent low, lower high, which was created right after. So I'd want to make sure that we stay below this $87 level on oil. If we stay below this $87 level on oil, it's going to be much nicer and much easier to see continuation on assets like gold, assets like the NASDAQ, S&P 500, because lower oil, lower energy costs, indexes are able to, institutions, I should say, are able to take their money out of oil, out of energy, put it in some more confident assets, have more optimism, and that's when we see the reaction. All right, beautiful, wonderful. So that's a quick little glance at oil. Let's take a look at gold now. Yo, Austin, good morning. Good morning. I'm in an NQ short. Let's go, Luke. Get that money, homie. All right, let's take a quick look at XAU USD, and we'll keep the DXY, that's the dollar index, on the right-hand side. That is the dollar that I like to keep an eye on when trading gold. They should be inverse from each other. So what do we do, guys? Do we start here on a 5-minute? No, we start on that higher time frame. Let's see if I get that poll going. If I can't, then it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know why that's not working right now. Yeah. Oh, I see. Got it. Perfect. Okay, guys, I'm going to go over the bias of gold. I want to know if you're bullish or bearish on gold today. If you're bullish, type 1, bearish, type 2, range bound, type 3, but wait till I go over the analysis before coming up with making up your mind, and then let me know. So, XAU USD, we're going to check our previous day. I'm a huge fan of marking up those previous day highs and previous day low levels. This gives us an idea and a little bit of insight into, have we traded above this level, previous day high? Have we traded below this level, previous day low? And have markets been able to continue from there, right? So if we see that buyers are stepping in with strength while we're above key level previous day high, we could look for continuation. We don't want to be the trader that tries to fade a move that's clearly in more of a bull trend. If we see we're within that range, we want to either be patient or look for a better buying opportunity depending on the momentum we've had. Now, because we've had bullish momentum, which is very clear right here, we would want to try a bit more of a bullish bias. However, something to keep an eye on is this area right over here that we've already rejected now 3 times. Very strong area. This is 44.30 on XAU USD. So previous day high, previous day low. I am a big fan of the open price as well. Futures open market, which is 6 p.m. Eastern. I believe Forex open price market is 5 p.m. as well, or 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. Let's take a quick look. It's 6 p.m. Eastern for Forex as well. So what do we do now? We went to our daily. We want to break it down. Now, we do have that overall bullish momentum on gold. We were finally able to break out of this range that we were in down here. We were in this range for quite some time, for over a month. Take a look at this right here, guys. For 56 days, 40 bars over. That's 2 months. That's 2 months of price action right there. Gold was within a very tight range, failing to break lower, failing to continue higher until we finally got the Fed shifting because of our data, right? NFP. inflation reports. Our data started showing us in the favor of the bulls because it was giving us the insight and clarity that it doesn't seem like we're going to be hiking rates this year, which is a great thing. We do not want the economy to be hiking rates, or the Fed, I should say. 4-hour time frame, quick glance. Again, same situation where overall, right, we're making these higher highs, making some higher lows, even over here, higher low, higher low. But what's going on within the past few days, right? This is Monday to today. This is 6 days. This is a week. We are now back within a bit more of a consolidation point on gold. So what do we want to look for? You guys know the saying: buy low, sell high. When we're in a bull market, we don't want to be selling high. We want to be buying low. So I want to see if gold gives us a buying opportunity somewhere near 43.40. And what we can do is we can pull up our market terminal and see. Let's see, 43.40. If we have a price level, here we go, 43.30. Right within that range. Great. 43.65 as well. Now remember, I'm looking at a 4-hour time frame right here. We're going to be trading on maybe something lower, a 15-minute, a 30-minute, a 5-minute. So we want to break it down. 4-hour time frame. Now we look at a 2-hour time frame. You have to remember, when you're doing your analysis, you're not looking at a different chart every time you change a time frame. You're looking at the same chart, but from a different perspective. Hourly, 4-hour. I mean, unfortunately, I will say a lot of these other time frames, hourly, 4-hour, 2-hour, are giving me the breakdown of a rejection block right here. So I would look for a short-term move to the downside. Now we have to remember too, from an institutional standpoint, not a hedge fund standpoint, an institutional standpoint of making the market look like we're going to sell before we buy, make the market buy it before we sell. Institutions do not want to be buying up here. Institutions want to be buying down here. So what do they want to do on the flip side of that as well, in terms of psychological to the retail trader, is they want to make it look like to the retail trader, oh, we're selling off right now. I got to short gold. I got to sell it. I got to sell it. We're selling off so hard. We just dropped 50 points right here. I got to sell it all the way down here. While you're busy selling, institutions are buying it and buying it and buying it, and then getting a whole bunch of orders, and that gives us the reaction, right? This is the bottom of the range. This is what we're referring to when we say buy low. This is our buy low opportunity on XAU USD near 43.20 or that 43.30 that MRKT showed us. So awesome, guys. Let me know 1, 2, or 3. Are you bullish or bearish on gold? Overall, again, short term, I'd want to see this bear move, even if it was just on a daily time frame towards previous day low, but I'm still bullish overall. Remember, markets are going to have pullbacks. There's no such thing as a market on a higher time frame consistently just moving in one direction or the upside. So short term, I'd be looking to see, okay, look at that. Those sellers are trying to continue there. Great. This is the inflation, the Canada inflation stepping in right here, saying, hey, inflation's higher. This isn't good. Awesome. Beautiful. Guys, yo, Matt, let me know, how are you positioned? What are you looking for today? And are you in any trades at the moment? I know you mentioned USD CAD and Euro USD. Let me know how you're positioned in that. Would love to know. All right, so gold, like I mentioned, guys, I'm looking for 43.21. Now, if we manage, I'm going to delete this. Ooh, this is a pretty solid key level. This orange level right here. Take a look at this, guys. Resistance, 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 support, 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 resistance. Bro, this is amazing. What a level. I'd be looking to see now, going over that real quick, I can say, hey, guess what? I'm going to be looking to see a reaction off of this level, because now this key level I have marked out that's been support and resistance for the past week is also now lining up with a pre-market low. So this is a liquidity sweep level on the 15-minute time frame, a bit on the hourly time frame too, and it is a key level on the 4-hour. So that is looking great. Is market down? No, it shouldn't be down. I was just using it before. Ryan's asking, what's the difference between XAU and XAU USD and GC? So there is no difference. XAU-USD is the CFD equivalent of GC. If you want, we could always ask market what's the difference, which would be pretty cool. But whatever you guys want. I'm not seeing market down right now. I'll refresh my page and make sure it is loading. Nope, everything's loading up just fine. Just so you know, Matt 20 in there. Awesome, guys. I went short on Euro USD about 5 hours ago. Cool, let's check it out. Let's check out Euro USD. Matt, how long have you been trading for? Mine's working. Yeah, mine's working too. Nice. Oh, nice. Got a great short entry. Let's see where we're at up here. Beautiful. Nice rejection area up here. Nice. Nice. Look at that. Great. Great. Quick little mock-up of Euro USD here. You guys see I've had a level over here before in the past. Resistance, 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 again, resistance. Beautiful area between that 118 to about 119. 6 years? Awesome, bro. Love to see a veteran in the game in here. That's sick. That's sick. Do you use fundamentals as well? US 100 analysis? I got you. 100%. Got you. NASDAQ is coming up very shortly. Great. Yeah, look at this rejection point right here on Euro USD as well. Supply area, 15-minute. Whew. I like that spot, man. I like that spot. Keeping your stop loss like near this high. See if we can try to start sweeping some recent higher lows that we had to confirm trend. Even look to possibly add on those breakdowns and then move your stop to the recent lower high we create. You know, keep targeting those lows. Let's take a look at market though, MRKT, to just check that overall bias. Make sure we're not trying to short a bull trend, you know. Pay close attention to macroeconomics. Awesome. I've also been long NQ since July 30th when price was 27,400. Almost. Nice. There you go, bro. Huge trade. Huge trade. Where is it? I got to find the right there to Matt in the comments, guys. Always happy to see somebody killing it. Yo, Matt Anderson, what's going on? How are you? How are you? Hello and welcome, guys. Welcome to Market in the Morning. Let's take a look at Euro USD real quick. We covered gold. I gave you guys some great price levels to keep an eye on. We'll take a look at Euro USD for the overall bias, some headlines to watch, and then we will cover NASDAQ. Then we'll cover the S&P 500. Guys, it is 8:50. This has been a great start so far. Let's go over Euro USD holds 116 as softer Fed hike odds support Euro. Okay. Bullish headline. Be a little careful there. The bias on Euro USD is bullish with reversal risk. Fresh news or an upcoming economic event is pushing the other way, so the bias could reverse soon. Tighten your risk. So a little reversal risk, which is a good thing for your short trade, especially because we're at that higher time frame resistance point. I do think you're pretty good for that short trade, even for like a day or so. But we'll see, right? We'll see. It's your analysis. Yo, if you want, what I'd love for you guys to do, anybody, Matt, anybody in here, I'm going to send you guys the link to our Discord community, and I want you guys to come join our free Discord on market. And come send a screenshot, show me what you're trading, how you're trading in the general tab, your analysis on it, and then I'll bring that screenshot up here, and I will show you guys, and we'll break it down. My market's saying currently undergoing maintenance, but it said this for weeks. Could be an account issue, maybe an account issue, not on your side per se, but are you able to see with it saying maintenance? Does it still have this little message icon in the bottom right over here? If it has this little smiley message looking icon over here, I would definitely recommend clicking that and messaging right away and telling them what's going on. That way they could see it on the back end and try to fix it for you. Awesome. Awesome, guys. Let's go. Let's go. All right, Euro USD, what supports? Weak July U.S. retail sales signaling cooling American consumer demand. Weaker U.S. labor data reinforces narrative of a slowing American economy. Shocker. European economy holding steady relative to U.S. supporting Euro attractiveness. What else do we have? Yeah, definitely ask market support. Want to get you on the right track, especially, if you're paying for the service, you should have access to it. Fantastic service to have, especially when we're comparing things, when we talk about fundamentals. We think of things like either Forex Factory, which is on the free side, which gives you the bare minimum, or you even think of things like the Bloomberg terminal, which is upwards of $30,000 a year. And then we have a Market AI terminal that's only $500 for an annual or $50 for a monthly, gives you the valid information you need on the economic data, on the news headlines that come out, on what's supporting the bias, on why markets are trending right now, and what could flip the bias. It keeps us so ahead of the economic data. It is nice. So what could flip the bias? German yields near 15-year high. ECB remains cautious about easing, limiting relative policy divergence with the Fed. Ongoing geopolitical tensions drive safety flows into US assets and the dollar. So that could be what could flip the bias. Support at 115.50. So, that'd be even a nice price target to the downside there since you do have that bear move. Awesome. So that's Euro USD. Let's dive into the NASDAQ. Do NQ. Wonderful. You guys know me. We'll start with our previous day high, previous day low. We see we've already broken out of this range we had on NASDAQ. We were in this range for about a week. We broke out of it Thursday, retested that area Friday. Here we are on Monday trying to break through. Already have broken that previous day high. So it does give us the stats of buyers in our favor. Now, you guys know me. I like to use supply and demand on a higher time frame, but I also like to make sure that my chart stays clean. This is a broken zone. I'm going to delete it. This is a broken zone that was broken Thursday. We reclaimed it and held it as support on Friday. Well, guess what? If it was broken and reclaimed already, I'm not keeping it. Previous day lows right here, 15-minute demand. We broke it, went back above it. I'm not keeping it. If markets aren't showing any relative strength or weakness or even acknowledging this level as support or resistance at all, then why would we want to consider this an area of interest if institutions aren't considering this an area with interest? Delete, delete, delete. Clean zones, clean charts. A clean chart is a happy chart. Don't get married to a zone. Don't get married to a price level. Now, the one thing I might want to look for this week, we have to remember, always think from some type of level of psychology when it comes to doing your analysis too. Now, I'm still bullish. We know that NASDAQ flipped bullish, right? We were down 13% from all-time highs on NQ, 12.6%. Then what happened? We had economic data. We had FOMC actually that favored holding rates. Then we had the very, very, very optimistic earnings come out for Microsoft and Amazon where they had higher capex, but then they also had much, much higher revenue. So they're showing that these big companies, some of them are spending more on capex and not seeing that revenue increase, like Tesla. But some of them are seeing capex increase, but earning that right into revenue. So very good signs brought optimism flying into markets. We were up over 11,000 pips from there. We see, look at that, man. That's amazing. Amazing. Great. Good stuff. Good stuff. So when we look at it from a grand scheme of things, right, from this higher time frame perspective, would we really be bearish if all we did was pull back to this area right here? Absolutely not. So something I might look for. Here comes the psychology aspect. It's Monday. It's the beginning of the week. Traders are so itchy. They're itching to get on the charts and take a trade. I want to see markets give us a dump right at the open, sweep previous day low, have all the retail, all the King's Horsemen, and all the King's Men go, we have to short this again and again. What happens when all retail has that mindset? We're breaking down. We got to sell the lows. That's not how the saying goes. We want to buy the lows. So we want to look for markets to react off this area. This isn't just, previous day low. This is previous day low. This is key psychological level 30,000 even. And this blue zone I have marked out here. Now, this isn't my typical supply and demand. This is an area that was part of a support and resistance. But on top of that, when we broke through this range, it created a low volume area, right? It created an imbalance in market volume. Guess what markets hate? Markets hate imbalances in the book, right? We always talk about, and I'm sure you guys hear the saying very often, where institutions need to balance the book. I'm sure you guys have heard that phrase, balancing the book. That is them balancing volume. They do not want some type of massive, let's see if we can break it right here. Ready? Boom, there it is. There it is. Perfect, right? So range bound price action, where we have our majority of volume. So we would not want to take any trades in the middle, no trade zone. Then the lows, we want to buy the lows. Once we can buy the low, we look to sell the high. Look, and because we're making higher highs, we could be in for a very nice trade opportunity if we make our way lower. Even possibly a little bit of a swing trade right there. Matt, if you're still in here, let me know if you trade NASDAQ NQ2. I know you were mentioning, oh, you did say you were in some NQ longs. So this might be a good spot to even possibly add if you've been in for a while. But not financial advice, just my 2 cents. Awesome, guys. Great breakdown on NASDAQ. Again, so that's sort of what I'm seeing here. I'm not seeing anything else that's screaming out, this is a major support or resistance area. Really not seeing that. So I want to see that move lower. Might even look for a short-term short opportunity. And what we can do right now is we could put our anchored volume profile, which is the tool on the left-hand side over here, on TradingView, and we could plot it right down at 6 p.m. Eastern from Sunday. And that gives us our our futures session volume profile. Now, the difference between volume on the subgraph and volume profile is volume profile tells you the exact or the amount of volume traded at that specific price level, whereas volume on the subgraph down over here just tells you how much volume total was in this specific candle right there. Awesome. Rather not scaling your all-time highs? Oh, bro, what do you mean? We got time. NASDAQ ain't there. NASDAQ still has a ways to go up there, but all right, I hear you. They say be optimistic when others are, no, what do they say? Sell when others are greedy, buy when others are fearful. So that was sort of my idea of getting in on this dip over here. 200 points from where we are right now. A lot of selling pressure might step in. Now, something else I might look for, guys, here from a day trading perspective, right? We could take a look at our market terminal, take a look at the NASDAQ here, and see day trading wise, NASDAQ clings to highs, very close, as soft US inflation offsets or moves. Now, I do want to check. I know the futures chart we're looking at right here, it's close to all-time highs. I do want to check the QQQ because that might even be a little bit closer. Yeah. About 2% away from all-time highs. Very close there, guys. Nice. Awesome. My TP is at all-time highs. I will short thereafter. Matt, you should see. There's somebody on Instagram. I forget their name. It's like I'm funded. Yeah, that's it. I remembered it. I'm funded with like 2 Ds or something. And he's like day 12 of holding to all-time highs, or day 7 of, and he bought like right over here NQ2. He's like floating like 200, 300,000. His TP's 500. It's crazy, man. But you know what? That's a great example of the opportunities that markets present. And there's really no other job out there other than if you have your own business that gives you the ability to scale like that. Awesome. Beautiful. What's the settings you have on anchored volume profile? That's a secret. You're going to have to buy it to find out. No, I'm just kidding. So if you double click, go into the settings, inputs for rows layout, I keep number of rows. Row size, I keep it at 150. Now, this is definitely going to change depending on the asset that you are looking at. Gold, yes, and Q. The higher the number, the more rows it gives you. So if I make this 50, watch, you see how many rows? You see how fine it looks right now? If I set it to 50, it's going to get a lot more bulky. See how thick it is now? It's not as smooth. If I set it to 20, take a look at this. Now it's bulking all those areas together. I'd much rather a smoother volume profile, and Q I like to keep row size at 50. Volume I like to keep it as total. Delta isn't going to give us much information, at least much information we could trade off of because we're using TradingView right now. If we were using an actual volume analysis tool, something a bit more in depth, Delta does help. Up and down also doesn't give us that much information. If anything, when you use up and down, you might even start to like convince yourself, oh, it looks like there's more sellers than buyers. Let me try to sell. Just do total volume. When we're looking at a volume profile, we're looking at total volume because we want to find those areas of imbalances. We also want to be able to dictate whether we have that D shape, which would suggest buying low or selling high because we're range bound. Awesome. So that is the first settings. After that, style, volume profile obviously has to be on, or we're going to get a whole lot out of nothing here. Values, I keep that off. We don't necessarily need those numbers. Placement, I have it on the right. It's up to you guys. I've seen people, one of my students, his name is Jay. He does one on the left and one on the right. The one on the left he does on a day, on like a daily and a much higher time frame than the one on the right he does for the intraday, which is pretty cool. Great idea. Up volume, I have it as blue. Down volume was pink. You can make it red, whatever you want. Value area up, I also have that as blue. Now, VAH and VAL is our value area high and value area low. Now, our value area comes back to our inputs, which is value area volume. Now, 70. 70 is the standard for all volume profiles, whether it's anchored, whether it's attached, whether it's session. 70 is standard for value area high and low, because what that's showing us, you see this dotted line right here, this dotted line down here, that shows us where 70% of the current volume has been traded. And a lot of times that gives us our range, where we can look for the extremes to sell or the extremes to buy. So I have those on. I have it on as white, thickness like 2, and then I have it on as dotted. That way I don't get it confused with any of the key levels that I already have on my chart. POC, I have that off. Again, that's completely up to you guys if you want to have it on your chart. It's a volume profile. It's a fantastic tool. Different people use it differently because no two traders are going to be exactly alike. Unless somebody taught twins how to trade, they might be pretty similar. Dang, he got in where I did. Peak positioning, bro, 100%, man. Matt, I'd love to know your reasoning on why you got in longs on NQ down there at those lows when everybody else was still worrying and not too sure. Was it the FOMC meeting? Was it the optimism from those earnings? What was it? Was it something entirely different? Why did you get in? But guys, yeah, that is my volume profile. Histogram box, I keep that off. Don't necessarily need that, right? We don't need a whole box in our chart. That's fine. You can turn it on slightly if you want, but I don't think it's necessary. Perfect. Labels on price level. You could turn that on and off too. That just shows you the labels of that previous that value area high, value area low, and any other key levels you have. Awesome, guys. Beautiful. So NASDAQ, I would like to see that short-term move to the downside. I will look for a possible short opportunity. I mentioned before about those imbalances in the market. This is where we have probably a 5-minute fair value gap. We have our VWAP lining up there. A lot of confluences in that zone. Could even 50 EMA starting to line up there too. So a bunch of ands, right? So if we're range bound, guess what we want to do? We want to sell near the high, buy near the low. I don't want to be buying randomly in the middle of the range. However, because I'm expecting price to be able to pull back a bit to start the week, let's say we chop lower, it's Monday, and then we reject, we hold over here. Tuesday, we start climbing back higher again. That could be a nice analysis, and this move to the downside could be that idea that I always tell you, right? Markets stopping for gas. Markets are like a car, right? They drive. Guess what? They need to pull over for gas. When markets drive, that's usually when they're trending. When they're pulling over for gas is usually when they're sideways, right? Because they're collecting volume from the impatient traders. And also during this time, volume is stacking up on the volume profile and institutions are starting to position. From there is when we get our very big reaction. That reaction is not from nothing. That reaction is from that volume buildup. Awesome, guys. Beautiful. I have a very specific OB I look for. I had a particular OB on the daily time frame. I refined to a 4H order block. When price held it, refined order block and formed a double bottom. I answered. Well done. That's system, that's structure, and that is good follow through. Good job, bro. You got it, 100%. Thank you. We'll try it out, understand how it can help me. Yeah, absolutely. The volume profile is very helpful, and the ideas, the breakdown I just gave you guys will also give you some good insights and a good way to use it too. Jessica, good morning. How are you? Welcome, guys, to Market in the Morning. We will see if NASDAQ wants to give us a short opportunity. Again, just a short-term move. Not looking for, we're going to go all the way back to the lows. That's crazy sauce. Unless we get some type of crazy economic event. but short-term move to the downside. Ideally, I really wanted to see us sweep Friday's low before trending back higher for the rest of the week. And guys, because it is Monday, we got to check our weekly time frame. How did last week's time frame go? Take a look. We've already broken previous week's high, right? That's bullish right there. Again, if we can move lower Monday and start climbing back Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, trending week right there. If we start breaking lower, I will mark out previous week low right here. So text PWL, previous week low. This is my line in the sand. This is my area where I go, okay, maybe buyers aren't really able to hold this up. That's all the way down here. That is at the bottom of that range that we were trading in for the past 2 weeks. So we want to see if we could retest, break previous day low, 30,000 level, find some support, make our way back higher. That is the higher time frame. But right now, because we're trading on a 5-minute, a 15, we could look for that lower time frame move. Beautiful. Awesome. Hey, Kevin, why VIX at such lows, right? So that's optimism. When VIX moves higher, there's more fear. There's more hedging going on in big institutions and hedge funds because they're trading more options activity. Whereas when the VIX is moving lower, I'll pull up the VIX right now for you, it's showing us more optimism in the market. Now, thankfully, we did have a bit of a gap up overnight, it would seem. I say thankfully because VIX right over here on Friday hit new yearly lows. Look at this level right here on the VIX. Let's mark that out. I'm going to actually use this tool right here so we can come all the way. Look at this. We haven't been to this price level since December of last year. We finally hit it after an entire year of all this extreme volatility. Now, something we'll want to mention is sometimes on the intraday time frame, we will see the VIX move higher while ES moves to all-time highs too. The reason for that is because of hedging. The reason for that is because of higher volatility, options activity picking up. VIX does not just mean we're moving higher, we have to sell. On a daily time frame, on a higher time frame perspective, yes, but it also means volatility is picking up in the market. And when we see clean volatility, we know we could also get clean trends and follow through. Let's see if we have any key levels on the VIX over here we can mark out. Let's extend this out to the right over here. Oh, what in the world? Extend that out. Perfect. Even extend it a bit further. I do see another area where VIX was respecting or reacting to, like right over here. Yep, look at that. We extend it left. Whenever you're finding those key levels on a higher time frame, when you mark it out, you want to drag your chart to the left. See if you can see that entire area. See if it has multiple touches. That gives it a stronger area of interest. Boom. So that's perfect. If VIX could start moving lower from here, while our NASDAQ and S&P 500 start moving higher with strength, that confirms bull trend on the ES and NQ. So that's what I'm looking for on the VIX to move lower back below this $15 mark, back below $14.95, give us a nice trend, and that will help the ES and NQ. I need to bounce. Thanks, Kev, and happy trading. Hey, Matt, great having you in here, brother. Shoot me a message on Instagram if you want. Trading with Kev. Would love to get you on the show or even just chat it up. Always good connecting and networking with other traders. All right, let's take a look, guys. So let me know in the comments. Are you bullish or bearish today? 1 for bullish, 2 for bearish, 3 for range bound. Gold, ideally, again, we're more overall bullish. I do not want to be just jumping in a random short position. NASDAQ has a much nicer short opportunity here, in my opinion, but does seem more range bound. Again, that short opportunity would be a short-lived opportunity. Let's take a look at the S&P 500 now, guys. It is 9:10. New York session opens in about 20 minutes from now. So I hope you guys are prepared. I hope you're ready. Let's see if we have any other headlines or anything we should see. Good morning, guys. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday, man. If you haven't already, smash that like button. Let's run that like button up to 50 today. Start it strong. Start the week strong and make some money. Take a look at the S&P 500 ES right here. Drink break while you guys run that like button up and leave me some comments to answer. Wonderful. S&P futures firm as Fed easing hopes offset our moves. Now, Very glad we're using market. This is something I wanted to cover. I was thinking of earlier today. Slipped my mind. I'm human. Market keeps me like a robot. Market, it's my MRKT. It's not a terminal. It's a terminator. That's sick. I'm going to coin that. Don't tell anybody. Yo, good morning, Cozy. What's going on? What is up, my G? Awesome. Beautiful. So ES, what was I talking about? Fed easing. So we're going to come to our rates and central bank over here. And what do we have? Fed decision for September. No change, 74%. That's the highest no change we've had in months since the beginning of the war. This is amazing. This is screaming. It's funny, guys. Usually when we see within range or on forecast or no change in economic data, it's like a bad thing, right? It's like, oh, okay, that's more range bound. Not for rate cuts and rate hikes, specifically rate hikes. The fact that Fed decision in September is 75% when just, look at this, just at the beginning of the month, August 2nd, it's August 17th right now, 15 days ago, even lower than that, right? Look at this right here, 38% August 1st. 38% because we had a majority leaning towards a rate hike. Inflation came in lower than expected. Great. Employment data sort of supporting Fed holding rates to even better. Everything lining up to say, hey, maybe we don't have to hike rates. 74%, that's almost a 2 times on that odds for Fed to hold. This is a great thing. This is what we need to see. We have to remember, the Fed can't just go. I'm going to pull up the interest rate tracker over here. The Fed can't just go from, okay, rate increase expectations to decrease expectations. It can't just flip flop like that unless an actual extreme, the biggest catalyst we've seen in our lives, comes in. It needs to rotate. So when we rotate and we see, look at this, August 1st, 60% chance of an increase. Now, where are we? 0.25, 0.25. 1%? Does that say 1%? Oh, here it is, 24%. 24% chance of an increase. Trying to line it up here. You guys see it though. Oh my goodness, that's interesting. I gotta hit the homies up about this, man. What are we doing here? Like, what is this? There we go. 24% chance of a 25 BPS. That is a significant drop compared to 75% or 60%. So because we had that drop, we're starting to rotate. Now we're seeing no change starting to move higher. Now we're going to see 25 BPS that was like a 0% chance of happening start to increase as well. So we're using the economic data that we get from Market in the morning, from Market AI. We're looking at our Fed decision. We're understanding there's more optimism in the market. And if we wanted to, we could also look at general markets. Guys, you saw me do this live here. There was no hourly prep for Market in the morning streams. Market AI sentiment. I just gave you guys all the reasons why we're more bullish and why we're more optimistic. And what is our Market AI sentiment telling us? Optimism. Strong conviction builds broader participation in risk assets. Fed repricing. Rates traders are further cutting September hike odds after a run of softer U.S. data and consensus economists' forecasts for rates on hold through year end, supporting duration select sensitive growth and quality tech. Quality is Microsoft. Quality is Amazon. So good. As investors lead into an extended pause rather than additional tightening. That is beautiful. Amazing, guys. Go smash that like button if you learned something, if you're ready for today. Let's go over some S&P 500 levels. S&P is near all-time highs. It was just there on Thursday. That is 2 trading sessions ago. Let's take a look at our previous day high and previous day low. Again, same idea as NASDAQ, where I'm looking to see ES sweep that previous day low, reverse back, and give us a nice weekly trend here. We had amazing momentum pickup. My biggest concern, however, with this breakout is look at this massive decline in volume down here. Look at how steady all of our volume is. It hasn't been this low since the last month of December. And that usually has Christmas in it, so it's missing an entire day. And possibly New Year's too. No, too far off. But you get my point. Here we go. Here's the week of December of Christmas. We had missed Christmas. Christmas Eve was a half a day, low volume. Next week was the New Year's week. Again, missing a day, low volume. Last week, we had a full week of trading, and yet volume was just as low. Take a look here. Using the drawing tool. Look at that, man. Almost just as low as those holiday volume. That's a bit of a mix right there. That tells me a few things. First off, it's August. Volume tends to be the lowest historically and seasonality-wise in August. But because we're at all-time highs, that tells me there isn't much volume interest at these all-time highs. And we're breaking out. So if we're breaking out, but volume isn't extending with strength, that's a little bit of a red flag to the breakout that it might not be as strong. So just something to keep in the back of your mind going forward. Daily time frame, previous day high, previous day low. Let's update our open price level. Perfect, right there. 4-hour time frame. Let's see. So look at this, same 15-minute demand. Broken, not relevant anymore. Yes, we had the supply zone was resistance. We're coming back to it. Look at this. So perfect. This is really nice right here. I just want to point out this area of resistance was resistance multiple times. Even over here, we broke out of it. We never retested this area. I don't delete these zones until we retested them. Even on Friday's previous day low, it was about 1 point away from retesting the area, but it still never happened. So now we have this area lining up with our previous day low, which is a liquidity sweep level. So I'm looking for support to line up above 77.90 on the S&P 500. And guess what? That also lines up near our key psychological level like NASDAQ had with 7,800 even on ES. Now, because the S&P 500 is closer to those all-time highs, it's showing more relative strength. This is the one that I would rather take longs on, the ES, than NASDAQ, which, like we mentioned just now, has a bit more relative weakness. Now, that doesn't mean NASDAQ's bearish. It just means the ES has more strength to it because it's not just tech, it's those growth and industrial as well, which is the YM, which is the Dow. Amazing, guys. Fantastic. Great breakdowns, great analysis. Love to see it. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. Very excited for today's price action and today's trading session. Now, listen, right? We got to prepare for everything, though. Let's just say we don't hold this area. Where's the next point of interest? Where's the next spot markets might react to? Do we have any 15 minutes demand zones to the downside to target? We have a 30-minute right here at 77.68. So guess what? I'm preparing for everything. If we start dumping with more pressure, let's say NASDAQ still needs to make its way lower, then yeah, instead of looking for longs, I'm not just going to take a random long position here. I'll wait for the reaction. Then I'll take it long, stop at the low, and target those highs. If not, and we just start, we drop, we chop, we pull back, we fail, then guess what? I'm looking for a pullback entry towards this range to take it short, targeting that 77.68. Or quite honestly, if we see that we're very choppy, I might not want to trade this at all. Might be a no trade day. We might need to see chop lower first here on Monday before Tuesday lines up with strength, before Wednesday lines up with strength. But right now, we got to remember it is still Monday. We do still have lower volume because of the month, so we do want to be very careful on that aspect. Awesome, guys. Beautiful. Beautiful breakdowns, great analysis. It is 9:20. This has been a phenomenal episode of Market in the Morning so far, guys. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. You want me to cover any assets, let me know. Let's let it roll. And if you are here on Twitter, make sure you hit that like button. If you are here on YouTube, make sure you hit that like, comment, follow, subscribe, do a dance, share, any button that makes you feel like you're helping engage and grow our community. We're here to bring you guys the best education. We line these streams up for you every morning for free. These are phenomenal, very strong, very informative. Remember, knowledge is power. We used to say that as kids, right? But it's real. Knowledge is power. Can you please show me your supply and demand on GC? I guess because you said please, I'll show you whatever you want. You guys use your manners. Don't caps lock at me. You guys get anything you need. Did you say you would dance? That might be good. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what today's price action entails, and then we'll do a little salsa or cha-cha in there. All right, let's pull up GC now on this higher time frame. Now, we were looking at the consolidation down here. No, you didn't. You're good. You're good. I just meant in general. Gold had that 30% off of all-time highs. I was saying almost every market in the morning stream, this is a great opportunity for a long-term positioning on gold, because think of it like an institution. Buying all-time highs is not an area of interest for the first time we're there, so institutions were not buying up here. And then what happened? We sold off hard. Liquidity was swept very aggressively. Consolidate, sell off, pull back, sell off, consolidate at a key psychological point, that negative 30%. There goes our psychological levels at percentages, and 4,000 even on GC. So we had a lot lining up there, right? I tell you guys the and theory. There's a lot of and theories right there. That's awesome. That is great. I get. Good morning, yo, Saif. Good morning, bro. Good morning and happy birthday. Thank you, man. Happy birthday to you, too. Bro, one day people are going to believe you, and I'm just going to get like 40 happy birthday messages. Or everybody else is going to start saying that in the morning. We could say that in the mornings. That's fine. It'll make me feel like somebody cares sometimes. All right, 4-hour time frame. Let's take a look at gold, GC futures right here. Now, I'm a big fan. If I do trade a micro on something, I'm still going to want to mark up the mini chart. Sometimes those micros versus minis, there's a small difference. Nothing significant enough that charting one over the other will really make that big of a difference in your trading. I've just created that habit of, okay, let's mark up GC, NQ, ES. But then on my execution screen, I could be trading micro ES, micro NQ, micro GC. Awesome. Sweet. Guys, run that like button up if you haven't already. Join us every day, man. It is Monday. Taking a look at our economic calendar real quick before we finish gold. We have a whole lot of nothing this week. Nothing today. ADP weekly. That is nothing major. Wednesday, we have, you guys guessed it, nothing. Thursday, initial jobless claims, 8:30. Little bit of a mix of nothing, right? Because we get this every week. Unless we beat expectations or we're above our minimum or maximum, we're not really going to see that big of an impact. Now, tomorrow, guys, we don't have any big economic data, but we do have Nalab joining us for market in the morning. So it's still going to be a phenomenal stream. I want you guys to come and join it. It is going to be great. He'll give his fantastic analysis on gold where he sees some trade setups occurring, and he is spot on, man. Him and Jeev, top tier. He likes to downplay himself. He's like, nah, Jeev is the GOAT. Nah, they're both legends, man. Absolute legends. Let's see, just running through some time frames real quick on gold. Last area of support I do really see on GC is right over here. And this is about a 30-minute demand. But nothing sticking out saying, hey, this is a high probability level. I do like, however, when price consolidated. So look, this was the consolidation, manipulation, because we broke that low. And then distribution, we did make a higher high compared to this high when we made this higher low. So I would like to see this higher low start to hold and see 44.30 on GC. 44.30 on GC for those buyers. We have the bullish fundamentals. This is a broken zone. We could delete this. Previous day high was already broken, so we have odds more of a buyers. I will mention we're on the 30-minute time frame right now. What I see is price starting to hold the open price level. So if this 30-minute, which has 4 minutes left, which means we can look at a 5-minute, if this 5-minute starts rallying here, I might even look to consider, okay, this is now our higher low compared to this higher low. Rally, pull back, retest this zone, retest near the opening price, and look for some continuation. So the two setups I'd be looking for on gold today, GC and XAU USD. So hold on this 30-minute time frame above 44.47. retest on the next 5 or the 5 following. Look for that continuation. We do have New York sessioning opening in just a minute here. Would prefer to see us start to dump first, then get a better opportunity down here. I have that 244.30. Nice. Awesome. We could even check our market terminal and see if MRKT is giving us the same LVL. GC. Beautiful, wonderful. Gold holds near 4,400 as easing oil. 44.40, right? We went over this. 44.40. It's right where we are right now. That's the opening price level. 44.40, 44.30. It's within that still expected range. That's awesome. All right, guys. New York session opens in about 3 minutes. Let's cover our ES one more time. Put our volume profile up on here. It's going to be range bound. It is range bound. Going to adjust this to 25. I don't need it sticking out all the way over here. That's just going to shorten it a little bit. Perfect. GC going to 43.15. Catch me if you can. Catch me if you can. Are you the gingerbread man? 43.15. 43.15. Are you looking at? Ooh, are you looking at G? Oh yeah, you said GC. 43.15. Somebody's got some nice hopes for a pullback. 43.15. What tells you 43.15? Is there a specific price level? Is it a specific time frame you're looking at? What exactly is telling you 43.15? I'd love to know. Let me know. And then we'll pull up the chart. And guys, don't forget, I'll send the link one more time to our Discord community. Join that, and share your chart. Share your chart in the general chat. And when you share it in the general chat, I'll come bring it here on the Market in the Morning live stream, and we'll analyze your chart. We'll break it down. We'll see if market lines up with your analysis as well. All right, GC 4 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour. So this was a 1 hour resistance point. Price reacted to multiple times, even right here overnight session. So something I'd be careful with on GC as well would be a sweep of this pre-market high right here. Pre-market high, swept. Look at that, exactly at that supply zone, 4473.2. To a literal tick. That is a nice area. Sweep that, find resistance. Even if we stay range bound, right? Even if we stay range bound, we're still bullish. Even if we dump this zone, we're still bullish. Doesn't mean we're bearish. 43.15, nice pullback. We'll see. I'd love to hear your reasoning on why. And guys, don't forget, join that Discord. Drop your idea in the general chat, and we will mark it up there. What's up, Eric? Good morning, man. You ready for your market in the morning and coffee? Best way to start the day, I heard. For me, it's market in the morning and Celsius. Cheers, guys. They might be basing that off of the 4 hour, but there are so many support levels if we need to break. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll definitely see, right? We got to ask ourselves 2 things. Is it possible? And is it probable? Alrighty. 4 hour, 43.67 liquidity. Thomas, are you looking at, I think you're looking at the CFD though. Let's take a look. What we'll do is we'll put XAU USD on the right-hand side over here, and we'll put GC on the left-hand side. So we can take a look at both of them at the same time so we can line our levels up equally. So what did we have? We had a 30-minute right here. Seems like XAU, same 30-minute. Awesome. Let's mark out our previous day high and low. We already do. Great. New York session just opened. Take a look at ES and NQ. I'm going to add my alert on ES over here so we don't miss it. If we're looking at gold, I want to be prepared. Waiting for an ES long position. We were waiting for this possible NASDAQ short position up here. I do wonder if NASDAQ does find some sellers. But am I going to jump in this right off the bat? No. Am I going to keep an eye on this area? Yeah, we'll see. Nothing crazy crucial, but if we get a reaction, I'll take something here. NASDAQ starting to react. I do like this reaction. Try a very small position off that fast reaction, but just be a little patient. Rather let New York session open a little bit. Here we go, pushing into that zone again. Pushing into it with strength. Be careful, be patient. There we go. New York session volume is no joke. No joke. Let's see. All right, let's see. Got some good volume in there. You guys know I'm a big equity fan. We'll see how equities are trading. Nvidia with a nice gap higher there. I'm going to take a small short position on NASDAQ, just giving this a try here off the New York Open, just to trade this range we're currently in. Not looking for a big expected move, just looking to trade it back to the bottom of the range, seeing the volume analysis we had overnight. Giving us a bit of a reaction here. Nice reaction so far. We are on the 15-minute time frame. We want to check that 5-minute, 3 minutes left in this 5-minute. Got that reaction immediately to the zone. We can blow right through it, remember, but we can also reject and create that longer upper wick. So I'm in the trade, short on NAS off 30,255 was my entry. 30,266 is my stop loss. About a 12-point stop loss on NASDAQ. I ain't complaining about that. No, sir. Beautiful reaction so far right there, guys. There we go. Nice. Beautiful, guys. See, banger right off the open? Do we have a banger right off the open, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, sir. Yes, sir, ski. Run that up. Run that up, NASDAQ. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's go. Oh my god, guys. Killer. Killer. W's right there. Yes, sir, Luke. You know it. You know it. Bang. Bang. Guys, that's how we trade market in the morning. That's freaking amazing. Amazing. Keep going, NASDAQ. Beautiful. I'm going to look to get out over here near this 200. Holy crap. I'm out. I'm closing manually right there at key level at the bottom of that range. Boom. W's, guys. Spam those W's in there. That's amazing. That's how we do it. That's how many points on NASDAQ? I think that was just 50 points. 15-point stop loss, though. I ain't complaining. 60 points NQ quick trade. 4-1 right off the open. Trading the range that we had presented. That's what's up. That's amazing. You're out. Yo, Luke, you catch that too? You catch that too, bro? Yo, what an exit so far, guys. Great. Just be patient. Now we could wait. Now we could be extra patient. Sit back. Maybe we'll do a little cha-cha like we said we would, but clean. Now we could wait. Now we could let markets do their thing. We caught a banger. We do our thing. Fantastic. Fantastic, bro. Amazing. Amazing. Clean W's in the chat. We don't just go over analysis here in market in the morning. We take some killer trades, baby. Yes, sir. Nas looking like it's trying to hold. Yesterday was my birthday and you didn't. Oh, bro, happy birthday. Ryder said, what did you catch, Ryder? We just caught beautiful NASDAQ shorts. Entry was off of this. It was a 5-minute fair value gap from overnight. It was a low volume imbalance from overnight, too. Got out at key level near 30,200. It's about 50 to 60 points on NQ. I said it looks like we're trying to hold, and we are still trying to hold to the downside here. But we call money, baby. Yes, sir. Look at that. NASDAQ continuing to go lower. Now, ideally, remember, our execution right there was a 5-minute, was a 1-minute, was a smaller time frame off of that to catch that. Got out, knew that we were going to chop around. I'm actually happy. It's funny. You might look at this and go, oh, well, we're continuing. You got out too early. Yes and no. It all depends on who you are and how you are as a trader and a person. Yeah, I could have held, but I got out here around 200. Then we pulled back about 35 points. Would you have been able to hold that 35 points, or would you have gotten out for profit and then been like, oh, I should have got out down here? No, we got a nice fast move. It was off the New York session open, and not for nothing, ES just swept that previous day low. This is where I wanted to see ES reverse. So if we're going to go to an area where I wanted to see the S&P reverse to the upside, NASDAQ just reversed to the downside, that is the opposite of a confluence. That is the markets telling us we might reverse. We might even chop around. Guess what? We just sold the highs, got out at the lows. That's how we trade, baby. That's what's up. Mel always says, whatever happened after you got out of the trade is none of your business. Yo, somebody get Mel in here right now. That is Mwah, chef's kiss of a response. That's beautiful. Very well said. Yeah, I love that. That's great. I'm thinking of getting like a whiteboard for over, maybe not over here, maybe like this side over here. And I'll just like put a bunch of trade quotes down. I'll analyze things, break things down, but I want to get some better content coming out for you guys social media wise. Oh my goodness. Again, what an exit. What I see this as chop. I see this as an area ES wanted to find a reversal. You know, it's a passive buyer sitting down here off that 77.96 too. If I didn't just take that banger trade, I'd most likely be looking for ES longs at this point. But I'm good, man. We're letting that 5-minute close. Now, guess what we can do? We could let the 15-minute close. We could wait for that higher time frame narrative in the market to start to shift and give us stronger direction. Because right now at this point, NASDAQ, again, trying to reject lower, doesn't have much support under us. ES, on the other hand, was trying to reject lower, but does have support right beneath us. Can you please show the levels on XAU USD? Because you said please. Let's take a look real quick. XAU USD, I was looking for that 30 minutes to try to continue to the upside. However, I believe we were looking at the 4-hour over here. Or 2-hour. Yeah, 2-hour was giving us a short-term bearish reaction. So look at this rejection block we have here on the 2-hour time frame on XAU and GC. It's around 43.94. Again, if we stay within a range, we're going to reject, we're going to bounce around, but that doesn't mean we're bearish. You have to remember that. Just because we're in a range doesn't mean we're bearish. Amazing, guys. Amazing. See if there's any headlines, anything significant going on. Fantastic, guys. That's how you start a Monday. That is sick. I almost want to try these longs on ES here, man. Off of the support down here, definitely doesn't look too bad. Let's see. Off this like 88 with a very just like immediate stop loss at like 87. But at this point, we took that banger. Let the 15-minute close. I don't even care if we reverse all the way up here by the time the 15 closes. As long as we get that reaction to this level, I'll look for those longs on ES. But if we close below this level and we're not reacting to it, I'm not looking at it. Yo, Luke, there we go. I know we were talking about that, bro. Having those quick 3-second trades and then being able to call it a day very early. That's awesome, bro. There you go. Get your sleep in, man. 100%. We had a 3-wave move up from June low and working on an ABC correction. The A wave unfolded Thursday into Friday morning. We may have topped the B wave during Asia session and working on C wave. That's awesome. Catch me if you can. Great breakdown. Is that on GC or NQ? Bro, these buyers are sitting and consolidating here at this 98. Guys, we're either going up or we're going down. Amazing, guys. W's in the chat, man, off that New York session opening range trade. Not even an opening range. We just caught that right off NQ. Yo, we did continue. Dude, guys, if you guys are still in that NQ trade, we're talking a banger right here. I think I'd love to see NASDAQ come to 30,000. My biggest issue with that is we might find support somewhere within that gap fill area near 30,150. And the reason for that, again, is because of where ES is currently trading. Put ES back up here top left. VIX is at a key area. Weighted index is selling off. Wow, what a NASDAQ short trade, guys. Great job. Good work. Awesome. Let's see. I'm working on an indicator. It's shooting a sell signal now. I don't think that's proper. I still got to fix it. Look at our equities, guys. See how equities are trading. If we're trading things like the NASDAQ, S&P 500, we want to take a look at overall equities for strength or weakness. Microsoft new low day, Apple selling off, Nvidia struggling to hold above VWAP. These are all bearish sentiments on the NASDAQ. Again, almost making me want to consider a short re-entry right here, but I'd need to see a stronger reaction. Amazing, guys. Amazing. Hella W's in the chat. Good work, guys. Let me know what you're trading and what you guys want to look at. Gold is stuck at 44.40. Yeah, I'd leave gold alone right now. Very tough spot. Even ES and NQ, I'm leaving these alone until we get that 15-minute close. The 15-minute time frame is going to tell me one of two things: who's in control, and if anybody actually does take control. Right now, sellers are in control, but we have to see how the 15 closes. Buyers can step in here off this key level on ES, and we could just completely skyrocket from here. So guess who doesn't want to be selling these lows right now? This guy. That guy, that gal. You guys should not want to sell a low. Look at this NASDAQ again, chopping around. Leave it alone. Trading US 30 Dow, waiting for sells, but kind of consolidating. Yeah, so guess what? If ES is going to reverse bullish, that's going to require NASDAQ and ES both to start to flip. So let's pull up Dow right here. That is the YM. I don't understand why they wouldn't just make the Dow like DW or something like that in terms of ticker. But Dow showing a little bit of weakness here. Let's take a look at the Dow on a higher time frame perspective. 4-hour time frame, many areas of support. Only support I see on the Dow is around 53,500. Not really seeing anything significant where we are right here. Yeah, I'd be careful on the Dow. I'm also not a big Dow trader, so do your own analysis, do some due diligence, understand where we are and all that fun stuff. Big buyer stepping in on ES here. Again, waiting for the 15-minute time frame, which now has 2 minutes left. We're getting the reaction. Would consider some longs off of this 99 area. Stop loss below, like near previous day low. This would be the setup I'm looking for on ES if buyers can continue. If buyers continue. I'm not looking for a long for any other reason. Guess what? We sell off. We close lower over here. Not taking it. We close higher over here. I'm taking it. Let's see. Where did that go? What was that? Okay, that was opening price. What I like to look at is how markets reacted to the actual level. Like, where did we close right here? We closed exactly on it. We didn't close inside of it. We have not closed inside that level yet. So again, ES holds. I'm looking for ES longs, knowing NASDAQ's weaker. If ES and NASDAQ both fail here, we have 1 minute left. We're going to know the answer to these questions in 1 minute. You can be a patient trader. Nobody's saying you have to take a trade now. If you didn't take that NASDAQ short with me at the high of the range, you're not chasing it down here at the low of the range. You're not shorting the lows, and you're not buying these lows because on the higher time frame perspective, the current lows are near 30,000 on NQ, but the lows are near 77.96 here on ES. So we want to know who has more relative strength, who pulls who. Elsa, have a great night. Take care. Good seeing you. Chat soon. Absolutely. Guys, my DMs are always open for everybody. Always happy to help you guys connect, lead you guys down the right path in terms of your trading career, in terms of your risk management. Always happy to help you guys with whatever you guys need help with. I'm a trader at heart, a streamer here as well. I love these streams, but I'm also a mentor and somebody that loves taking people one-on-one and helping you guys craft and turn into the best trader that I know you can be. All right, guys, 15-minute closes in 5 seconds here, and it is definitely not giving me signs of a clean reverse. So I would be very patient. I'm not taking that long on ES. I will say, however, 30-minute closes in 15 minutes. Guess what? Now maybe we want to wait for the 30 minutes to close. Leaving this alone regardless. I'm not taking any more trades. We caught those great NASDAQ shorts. No reason to force anything otherwise. Because right now I'm getting two signals. I'm getting buy on ES. I'm getting sell on NASDAQ. I'm getting BS from the markets. That is not a market we want to trade. We don't want to trade BS. Awesome, guys. Cool. Very cool. But guess what? Our fundamentals are still leaning bullish. So I don't want to be the trader that's going against the fundamentals for no actual fundamental reason. However, looking at the weakness, I do want to trade as a day trader in the proper and correct direction. We caught those beautiful shorts on NASDAQ. near those highs. We are out of those trades at least. If you guys are in it, great. We are still trying to continue lower. NASDAQ with more weakness. NVIDIA trying to turn around. NASDAQ does look like it's trying to head towards 30,137, which is right over here. 30,137, right over here. That could be a nice downside target if we get some more weakness. VIX is trying to move lower from this area. So again, another buy signal. So I don't want to be selling these lows right now, but I also don't want to buy these lows knowing that New York session opened and we found selling pressure rather quickly. So wait, it's Monday, be patient. That's all we can do, guys. All we can do. Catch me if you can. Let's see. GCXAUUSD on GC 4312 is the third. Oh, okay. Oh, you're giving me the reasoning behind that 4315 level. Thank you. I appreciate it. 4312 at 38.2% retracement level from the start of the third wave. Okay, cool. So you're using Fibonacci retracements along with maybe Elliott waves. Is that the waves you're referring to? I know you said ABC waves, but usually waves are referring to the Elliott waves. And then I also saw Market. What's going on, homie? Says, let's see. Can you look at Euro when you get a chance? Yes, absolutely. I got you, brother. Absolutely. Let's see. Euro USD. Our friend was in here, Matt from Chart Fanatics, and he mentioned he was short Euro USD from about 5 hours ago, which would be, let's see, somewhere over here. So he's short from over here. I do like Euro USD to head towards that 115 area. I would be a little careful on it. This big red zone we're in right now, I believe, is a daily. No, is it a 4 hour? Probably a 4 hour then. No, so it is a daily. Yeah, it is a daily. It's just not showing on the daily because I have to show visibility, days. And then what do we have? Look at that. We have a lower high form there. We rejected this point already over here too. So I would see a short-term bear move here on Euro USD. I don't know how long-term it's going to survive, seeing that we've had this bull move, consolidation. Looks like we're getting ready for another bull move. It might be a bull move, consolidation, manipulation, and then distribution back to the downside, which would be better for your shorts. Awesome, cool. Very cool, very cool. What was I going to look at? I could have sworn I just saw something. I don't know, man. Good morning, guys. What's up? Smash the like button if you haven't already, guys. I haven't checked, but we should be at least 50 by now. If we're not at 50, I'm ending the stream right this second. So you guys better run that like button up before I get there. Oh, 25. Guys, I'm going to put you guys all in timeout. Come on now. 25 likes. And we just had that banger trade off the open. Come on now. That's mean. Don't be mean to me, guys. I'm here to help you. Didn't I just accidentally move a chart? I thought I accidentally moved something. But yo, go show some love, guys. Absolutely. These streams are for you guys to benefit from. Hit the like button. Hit subscribe. Do I have the right microphone on? I do. Okay, very good. Look at this. This is why we're not selling the low. How great is that? We caught this banger right off New York session open. Rejected this low volume area. Boom. 80 points. No, we need your face in them. Thank you, Ryder. Ryder, hit me up. You're always giving me compliments. I appreciate that. That's automatic friends list. Equity's showing some weakness, but they're still all consolidating too. No trade zone. Weighted index. Take a look at our weighted index chart down here. See if we're at any support or resistance. Look at this right over here. Call it from this point to this point. See if we could extend it, or are we at all-time highs here? Nope, yeah, look at that. Resistance when we're below it, support when we're above it. So with our weighted index being at a key area, that again is giving me the idea that NASDAQ, ES are going to try to find support. But am I going to jump in randomly because I think we're going to? No, never. I will say this price action, though, does give me more significant bullish reasoning than shorts for ES. Just an FYI. It's for your information. Not FYP, that's for you page. Point of control starting to build up right here. A lot of volume at these lows. I feel like the like button should be hit the moment you jump in, because Kevin, Alab, Jeeve, Emery, and guests are always on point. Bro, that's absolutely right. Absolutely right. Bro, I'm really considering some ES longs here, but I told myself I would be patient off that 15-minute close and off the 30-minute close. But this is looking solid. We got 8 minutes left hourly. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. NASDAQ pulling up to that level. We have a lot of buyers stepping in here on ES. So it could try light size. I'd be very careful. But we're in okay profits from that NAS trade, so we can let it try to play out. 98 is stop loss on longs on ES. Trying it again, light, very light size off the hold. If it just starts to dump here, then I'm fine taking a paper cut and then looking for a re-entry. Buyer around 97. I might even keep it around 97.50. Give it a little room. But I don't want to make the stop loss too wide where, it's too wide, then we can't re-enter. I'd rather take a paper cut than look for a re-entry if that's the case. Or like we're looking for, let that 30-minute close in our favor. XAUSD is bearish with technicals and short term, but fundamentally trapped by buyers. And here comes ES, seeing some selling. Yeah, I'm stopped out of that. This again, light try of a trade. NASDAQ was really that better banger. Look at, actually, NASDAQ rejected that point again over there. Be patient, man. Be patient. These markets are sideways right here. Dow is pulling back and NQ is close to resistance. Sorry, sellers. Nah, you're good. You're good. You're good, homie. NVIDIA just started pumping right here. Did not make new high of day yet. NASDAQ could still reject. Very sideways price action. Not something that really favors buyers or sellers at this point. I'd really be waiting for the weighted index and for this 15 and 30 minutes close. We have 7 minutes for that. Because if we start scaling above this area, we could use that as support for NQ. But if we do hold below it, I'd still want to rather be a short off this zone, knowing we're range bound today, and knowing we do still have those unclaimed orders to the downside that we could test. Okay, guys, just so you know, I do think there is a slight delay on YouTube. Just wanted to let you guys know that. Apparently, yeah, 8-second delay. NVIDIA pumping. I do not want to go short on NASDAQ with NVIDIA pumping like that. Yep, look at that. NASDAQ and NVIDIA, 2 peas in a pod. 2 Macs in a book. But NQ is pushing. I'm sorry, GC is pushing. Yeah, look at that. GC pushing. Very nice. Very nice. NAS trying to push too here. Great move. Be patient. Look at this. Look at this. NAS looks like it's getting ready to squeeze through that zone. Definitely does. Does that mean we're going to go long before we break through that zone? No, we need to actually break it first to prove that that's how we're holding. Yeah, yo, Doc, if you're in here, somebody just shot me a DM. If you are using TradingView and you don't have live data, you can sign up with a broker, either broker or a prop firm, and they'll give you the broker account, which comes with the data. So you can do that. Yes, sir, you'll get live data if you get a prop firm. Perfect. You got to get the prop and then, of course, connect it to TradingView. Let's see how ES wants to react off this 77.96 level again. Keep getting sellers down there, and those sellers just keep getting absorbed left and right. Big seller was absorbed at 94, which is at our very low. So look, aren't we glad we didn't jump in a random long position on NASDAQ here? Yes, tapping that zone, pushing into it. Let's see if sellers step in or if buyers want to show some strength. NVIDIA pulling back. A lot of weakness in equities here. Let it go. Be patient. NQ struggling to break 266. Absolutely. Yep. Very strong level up there. One of the strongest levels I've seen. Yo, those sellers getting absorbed again on ES here. This looks pretty solid. If we start holding it back above 97, I will take a long. If not, I'm good. There's 97. $96.50, dancing around. 30-minute closes in 2 minutes here. So we need to see these buyers step in immediately for these last 2 minutes. If they don't, we're not going anywhere. We're probably going to go down again. Here's 97. There's a headline. Make sure we're not missing anything. Nope, just some information on the yen. Yo, Donald Kev. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. We're going to bomb them, and then we're not going to bomb them, and then we're going to have peace talks, and then we're going to have escalations. I'm going to ping-pong the market, and my billionaire friends will get even richer, and then I'll go to jail after my term. Now, ES struggling. I'm not in it. I'm staying patient. Be patient. A patient trader makes more money than an impatient trader. That is for sure. Passive buyers sitting at 93.50 right now on ES. Weighted index pulling back to that key level. VIX trying to move lower, which does help confirm a bull trend, but ES is really struggling. NASDAQ really struggling. NASDAQ, though, look at this. Trying its best to break out. Kevin Trump more like. No, thank you. Beautiful. Okay, NVIDIA's starting to turn back around. That's helping NASDAQ try to turn back around here too. But look at this. ES still pushing lower, not in the long. CVD divergence. We are getting more buyers than sellers, and yet price is moving lower. Look at this, guys. Huge. Huge. A minute left. This is why we don't force trades. If you're doing your analysis, you find a trade setup, you look for something to play out on a 15-minute time frame. You're waiting for the 15-minute to close. You're not getting in before that. If you see it on the 30-minute, you're waiting for it to close. You're not getting in before that. We are still pushing up. We did not make new low of day on ES. We didn't make new low of day on NASDAQ either. We are trying to reject this spot. I know a lot of shit on my chart over here on NQ. I got to clean that up. Let's get rid of some of these areas. There we go. NASDAQ dropping. ES trying to drop. Google fell out of the sky this last 5-minute candle. 20 seconds left here. ES is going to make new low of day right now, probably in like a second here. 10 seconds left. Not enough time for markets to start jolting to the upside. Just wait. 30 minutes going to close a bit more bearish. Hourly is going to close more bearish. We are not forcing trades at this point. Could even possibly look for a NASDAQ short if we do retest that area again, but I'd be really patient at this point. Guys, let me know. Are you bullish or bearish today? 1 for bullish, 2 for bearish, 3 for range bound. NVIDIA trying to hold, Google trying to push lower, Meta pushing lower, Microsoft pushing lower, Amazon pushing lower, majority trying to show more bearishness in this market at the moment. Remember, everything's temporary until it's not. NASDAQ looks great to the downside. I really am interested in taking some shorts here with stop at that recent 5-minute high, but I really would much rather be patient at this point. Very consolidated. We're in profit on the day already. Why would we want to give that back? Because we're impatient. Impatience will grab money right out of your account. Guys, man, run that like button up. We're at 40. Let's hit 50. Let's hit 60. Show some love. Here come more sellers here at the downside. Beautiful. Wonderful, wonderful. Nice. Nice. I'd be shorting NASDAQ over ES. Just has a bit more relative weakness than the S&P 500 at the moment. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. S&P 500 and NASDAQ. Rejected near that 50 again. Chopping around. Look at this chop, man. You're going to see those content traders. I always tell you guys, you see those content traders online go, oh, dude, there was no setup today. Not for market in the morning. We hit that banger on NASDAQ off the open. We literally traded the high to the low of the range. That was amazing. NASDAQ with some significant weakness, but now it's pulling back. ES again in support. ES is in support. NASDAQ is at resistance. Very 50-50. NVIDIA with some weakness. Would want to see clean follow through to the downside with this NVIDIA weakness right here on NASDAQ. Even a possible short scalp. Just keep it very tight on the stop. Be patient. Nice little move. Beautiful. Take some profit off the table. Sure, we'll take a quick 15 points. Just, trading the range, right? We're not flipping. We're not going crazy. We're not going higher than expected. Nice little profits on the day. We're chilling. We're cleaning it up. We're cleaning up these markets. Because if you're here in market in the morning, you know when we're ranging. You know when we're trending. You know which direction to trade in. Because you're keeping yourself informed. You're trading alongside with me, alongside with Nalab, Jeev, whoever. And we're setting it up right. Look at that. There you go. There's your short scalp, guys. I said that at 207. We just hit 97. It's quick 20 points on NQ. Some nice lunch money right there. Beautiful. You're welcome. Bang. Look at this. Gold. Breakout. Retest. This looks like gold wants to try to continue higher here too. Possible trade on GC to the upside. Daily time frame we said was more bullish. We came near the opening level. We held that opening level. 15-minute held, 30-minute tried to hold. Boom, that 30-minute was very clean. Very clean. I'm not taking this trade on gold myself. I'm just letting you guys know. I would not short down here on NASDAQ. I'd short up here when it looks like we're rejecting still, but I wouldn't short down here where we found buyers in the past. Great job, guys. Great job. Oil, doing a whole lot of nothing. Guys, let me know what ticker. Did you take any trades today? Are you green or red on the day? Are you starting your week on a good note, a strong note, or maybe a slightly red note, and you just need to readjust and come back? Let me know in the comments right now. Eric, if you're holding GC buys for us, that means you got to split profits. But it also means if you take a loss, you got to take it all yourself. No, I'm just kidding. We green. Yes, sir. Let's go, Luke. That's what I'm talking about, man. This looks okay again for a possible short scalp. I would just, again, not want to sell these lows right here. NVIDIA with some crazy significant weakness. Possibly look for a breakdown. This is the 1-minute time frame. I'd consider it, man. I'd rather get in on a pullback. Maybe we hit the 50, but this looks good. Looks all right. I said passive buyer sitting down at that 30,137. We marked this out earlier as a key level on NQ. Middle of the range on NQ, no zone. Yo, you got it, Mike. 100%. 100%. So that's what's keeping me out of this. I do see the significant overall weakness, which is, again, keeping me more to the bear side. Took 2 winning shorts today. Short right off of here. I took another short scalp right off of here when I said short scalp opportunity. At this point, I do still think we're going to chop our way lower, but this is exactly what I was talking about in the pre-market, where if I'm expecting NASDAQ to pull all the way back towards 30,000 even, but we're in a more bullish market, we're not going to get a huge dump where each candle's 30 points to the downside. We're going to get chop where each candle's about, 30 points. Sorry, I should say like 100 points, like those huge 100-point candles. We're not getting those right now. We're getting chop on our way lower. Whereas if we go bullish in a bull market, we get continuation, we get clean price action. Those sellers held. They look ready to keep going a little bit, even if it's just towards that 31.37. That's about 50 points away. I'll send everyone $1 to add a like to this. There we go. Guys, there's your better reason to like. I'm holding gold buys from last week. Took a quick buy scalp for the day. Got break even. I am Hulk. There you go. There you go. Speaking of Hulk, you guys see what do we got? Avengers Doomsday coming out soon. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Did you guys see that new Spider-Man movie? I haven't seen that. Guys, man, run the like button up. We have to hit 50 likes. Guys, we haven't had less than 50 likes in months. You have to run that like button up, please. Or I swear I'm never doing these streams again. Just kidding. I could never do that to you guys or myself. Yes, sir. Yep, guys, don't forget, send some charts in our Discord community. Right now, our homie Charlie Mike over here, he's somebody who I've been mentoring, teaching, helping for years now. Great area. Look at this key level. We had support yesterday, then it was resistance. Now we're above it. It's acting as support again. So this is not an area that we're going to get the cleanest dive lower on NASDAQ. We're going to see a push lower, a chop pullback. A push lower, a chop pullback. I do still think we're going to push lower, but we're not going to get the smoothest of pullbacks. The smoothest of trends. Boom, another push lower. Those scalp shorts, man, I called that out at 07. We are currently... It's funny, it's not even that big of a move. 07 to, it's like 40 points on NQ. That's nothing major. That's no 100-point, 200-point banger, but that's the market conditions we're trading with. Another short. Look at that. I'm not in this right now. I am not. I do wonder. I'll let you guys know if anything triggers by my side. But there's new low of day on NASDAQ. So guys, we make new low of day. Guess what's going to happen in this range-bound market? We're going to react to the upside. Buyers are going to think we're reversing. Then sellers are going to step in again. Common price action. Look at that. Look at that. Buyers, oh my God, we're reversing off of that low. I got to buy it now. And then maybe it moves in their favor a little bit. And then boom, right back to lows again. Patience is a virtue, and patience will not hurt you. I liked where's my dollar? There you go. There we go. Bro, your dollar is in the profits you're making from these call outs from market in the morning, because you're getting a lot more than just $1 from these call outs. This NASDAQ short up here, man, this 30,250 level we had, dude, that was the top of our range all day today. Would have netted you easy 50 points left and right. I'm out NQ sells trade things. Yo, Muhammad, great job, my man. Good work. Good for you. Well done. Well done. Show some love. W's in the chat right there. That's amazing. Good work. Let's go. NASDAQ, look at that. Oh, well, we rejected low. We gotta go long. I gotta buy it. It's gonna pop up, and then it's gonna just drop again. Let's see if we're right or if we're wrong. Does that mean I'm going to jump in a random short here? You guys should know the answer to that. Hell no. Does it mean I will watch this area for a reaction? Hell yeah. Nvidia's starting to hold a little bit here. Starting to get a reaction. Nothing crazy just yet. Let you guys know if I do take this trade. Nvidia with weakness. I'm just waiting a moment here. Because if we just hold higher and we just keep climbing high, like what we're trying to do right now, why would I want to trade that? Why would I try to short bullish momentum on this 1 minute here? If we could start to reject, if we get a 1 minute close bearish, then I'll take the trade. But right now, be patient. We could definitely turn around. Remember, this is the low. This is our new low. Still trying to find support. ES with a little bit of weakness, nothing major. Nvidia trying to hold weighted indexes in an area of support. A lot of this, then this, but also the price action we've been seeing is bull move, buyers fail, new low of day. Bull move, buyers fail, new low of day. So I want to be able to take advantage of the current price action we're seeing, but I also don't want to be the trader that just jumps in randomly. So trying to react, you're going to take it again. A light size short NASDAQ stops near the highs we just created. Just looking for a quick move to the downside. New low near that 137 even would be a great price level too. Just looking for this little trend continuation. 1 minute did give us that bearish close from that level. If we fail and make high, guess what? We take a paper cut. Boom, took a paper cut. I do not care about paper cut losses because our wins are 3-1. Our wins are 4-1. I'm still in good profit on today. I just took an $80 loss off of a $500 profit. I don't care. I don't care. It happens. Because guess what? That $80 loss could have been, let's see, what was the risk reward on this? 6-1. 80 could have turned into, we're going to do the math on that. 80 times 6, let's see. Pretty sure that's, let's see, 80 times 6, $480, almost $500 right there. So am I sweating over an $80 loss if I know my next $80 winner is going to net me $500, $400? Absolutely not. Closing GC buys with 20 points in profit. Let's go. Heading to the gym, going to get ready for the Stairmaster, 30 to 45 minutes. Oh man, crush it, bro. Crush it. I don't know, man. Closing GC, when it's holding this area of support, could be holding here for another new high of day. Let's wait and see. What do you expect? Long-term VIX is very low point of interest. We're going to see. I would love to see VIX move lower to support a more bullish ES and NQ, but I really need those 15-minute and 30-minute time frames to start reversing on the ES and NASDAQ. Right now, 15-minute time frame, take a look at that rejection candle on NASDAQ, but we really need to close up here, and we still have a minute 20 left. Ibrahim says, facts, Kev, thanks for all the knowledge you and the lab have been providing whenever in the near future. If I'm in New York, dinner's on me. No joke. Hey, I appreciate that, bro. That's awesome, man. Yo, listen, guys, anybody here in New York, I'm always happy to meet people in person, or even if you guys just want to hop on a Zoom call or Google Meets call or whatever. Love meeting people, love helping people. That's my thing. Even if I'm not trading, I'm helping people. I'm helping old ladies across the street. I'm helping people with the door. You know, we got to be gentlemen out here. We got to treat people well. I'm one and done for the day. Yeah, okay. Let's go, Mike. Yes, sir. Look at this guy. Look at that's what I'm talking about, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Nice hold on that, man. I know you were working on holding. Well done. Very well done. Good job. Good work. Be proud of yourself, Home Slice. Progress is progress. Every day we come into the market, we're not looking to make $1 billion. We're not looking to make $1 million. Sometimes we're not even looking to make 1,000. We're looking to get 1% better every day. What? Yo. That's awesome. Might check GC again. Yeah, wow, look at that. GC is holding that zone. Great spot, great area, great key level, and great analysis using MRKT. That's phenomenal, guys. That is really great. Take a look at GC over here. GC, XAU, USD, bullish target 45.25 on GC. That is quite a ways to go. 45.25 is all the way up there. All the way up. It's all the way up. Beautiful. NASDAQ, look at that. 5 minute did end up closing higher and holding higher. So now at this point, I'm seeing this as a sign that sellers are starting to get weak. But guess what? There is no confirmation on sellers getting weak yet. I'm not going, okay, sellers are getting weak. Now I'm just going to grab a random long. What? Why would I do that? I will tell you what. I will put an area right over this 30,200 spot where markets ended up holding. See if we want to pull back, retest, and hold again. VIX moving lower, great. We're getting some confirmation. But other than that, nothing like crazy. Nothing wild just yet. I'll let you guys know if I take any trades and why I take it and where I take it. I do like VIX moving lower, helps confirm possible bullish trend. Nvidia trying to hold right here. We're tapping that level. Let's see. Tapping into it. See, strength-wise, when we push into this, do we have momentum or do we just chop right through it? 15-minute time frame did close already, gave us a nice bullish reversal on the 15. 30-minute trying to hold, hourly, bit of a rejection candle. Yeah, I'd be careful. Just looking for the reaction here for price to start moving higher from this green spot, even from this entire zone right here. Maybe we hit this key level, 30,193. But I'm just really, really waiting. I am not going to be the trader that just jumps in willy-nilly. Nvidia trying to hold, weighted index trying to hold as well. So we do have some bullish confirmations, but again, nothing that's game changing, nothing that's a mind breaker, nothing that's like, yo, here's an A plus setup right now. We're still in that middle of the range. Bounced off VWAP. Yo, did you take another trade? No. Oh yeah, we just bounced near VWAP too. Yeah, a few things. So we're very choppy here, definitely trying to chop our way back higher, but struggling. These sellers are not giving up easily. I'm gonna head out, hit the gym, and play some COD. Oh, there you go, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Get her done. Enjoy the rest of your day, homie. This was a great morning. Buyers trying to hold here on NASDAQ. Would really just be so patient. Thanks again. Yo, my pleasure, homie. My pleasure, guys. Don't forget to smash the like button if you haven't already. Show some love. Keep the streams alive. Let's have fun. Share it with your friends. Tell your friends to come join these live streams too. Always good to network, create a good community, and good friendships in this trading industry. It is a very, very hard industry to get involved in, and even harder to try to get involved in if you're doing it alone. Trust. Big trust. Gold, bang! Guys, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Yes, sir. I did not take this gold trade myself. If you guys did, excuse me. If you guys did, great job, good work, very well done. Amazing. Amazing gold continuing. Love those market levels, MRKT. Yeah, you know me. Look at this, NASDAQ with some more weakness here. A lot of weakness in equities here. It's just so choppy. That's why we got to let a 30-minute close. 30 minutes, got 11 minutes left. It could keep dumping here. And it's a win it. You know it. Absolutely. You know, not for nothing. I took those shorts on NASDAQ right over here on the 1 minute for a short time frame reaction. So I took it up here when we had the weakness, put my stop near the high. We closed bearish, which helped me think that we're holding in my favor. We ticked higher a little bit, and then we dropped. So technically, remember when I said we're going to sweep this low, look like we're reversing, and then dump on those buyers again? We did do just that. So something to consider. Does that mean I'm going to jump in shorts way down here at the low of the range? Absolutely not. Dang, I should have. Bro, listen, what happens after you exit is none of your business. Yo, I got to quote Mel on that, man. That's going into my mental book of great trading quotes. I love that. I freaking love that. Yo, now NASDAQ's going to chop its way back higher. 15-minute and 30-minute, those are the two I'm waiting on. Other than that, I'm not taking any trades. I'm not forcing anything. I'm not assuming we're reversing. Guys, 47 likes. We're 3 likes away from 50. I want us to run that up. Let's run 5 more likes up in here. Make my day. We're green on the day. I made your guys' day, hopefully. Let's keep it going. All good vibes always. Amen. Yes, sir. Bro, I can't take credit for it. That's all Mel. Take a look at ES. Look at this. ES still chopping at this low. There, again, you're going to go on social media today, guys, and see every content trader complain about this setup didn't work. There was no setup today. This, and this. Not here. Not around here, partner. Yep, look at that. We have some weakness in our equities. NVIDIA dumping at VWAP right now. So again, all key levels we're seeing back and forth, back and forth. Not forcing any trades anywhere at this point. Bit of a low volume shelf around 7,800 to 7,803 on ES. And we see that right here. 7,803, 7,800. So a possible short position. Is it a probable short position? A little bit, because we have been chopping higher, making new low, chopping higher, making new low. But we don't want to be the trader that goes full port. We don't want to be a trader that goes crazy. We want to be patient. I'm bearish though. Okay, cool. Are you bearish on ES or NQ or gold? I'm in MGC looking to see where to target. Let's see. Let's MGC where you should target. I definitely start to, if you're in it already, would definitely look to move your stop loss to this recent higher low we created if you are trying to let that winner run. You could be patient if you do want to try to see. We hold higher and then we pull back, then we hold higher again off of like a key level, and then move your stop loss up again. So if price pulls back here, consolidates, moves up, makes another high, once we make that other high, this low becomes your new higher low. Then you're able to move your stop loss all the way up here to this low. You could even look to add once we start breaking to add to your winner, let it play out. Or, of course, you can lock in at highs, get out into strength. But look at that nice pump on GC right there. Beautiful. Beautiful. Keep going, GC. Would not buy these highs. Definitely wouldn't look to buy at the highs. Just been seeing a lot of buying volume in these markets. Despite the fact that we have been seeing more selling pressure, we're getting a lot of buying volume in here. So, again, we're range bound. Institutions are positioning, buying more and more and more, and then we're most likely going to have that move 10:30, 11, 11:30, or even possibly Tuesday, tomorrow, right? Let markets do their thing. Guys, above 50, I love you all. Amazing. That's what community is about. Mwah. You guys are dope, phenomenal. Show some love everywhere, man. Great. Waiting on the structure to change. Yes. Okay, so take a look at this. Oops, where'd that go? Take a look at this. NVIDIA holding VWAP very well. Google new low of day. Meta trying to sell off. Microsoft did just make a new low of day, but it's trying to hold. Apple trying to sell. Amazon selling off new low of day. We're looking at 4, maybe 5 of the equities being more bearish than bullish. We do not want to go long thinking that we're going to pull back. We want to stay patient and just keep trading what the market is telling us. And what the market is telling us is sell the pushes higher. Took a full 3-to-1 gold buys from CFD price 43.88. Ooh, look at this pump. Beautiful. 43.88. At New York session open, and I re-entered at 44.08. Smaller risk, now risk-free. Took ES loss, but in another buy again, hoping so. Great. Yo, Brian, man, great long on gold. I would be careful just jumping in ES longs back and forth. We've seen that they've been failing time and time again today, right? They tried here, they failed. They tried here, they failed. We don't want to be the trader that goes, this is the time that it holds. No, we want to be the trader that looks at the structure and says, okay, great. Once we can actually start to hold, we'll break this, create a higher low, and then I'll get in on a pullback. And at that point, that's when you'll have your entry, you'll have a proper stop loss and a proper target. But right now, you're trying to go long when sellers currently are showing control. Just currently. This is not a definitive. This isn't forever. I'm expecting us to reverse at some point too, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen right this moment. So no longer seeing this as an area of support on NASDAQ, right? We broke through that. Markets did not give two hezzies about it. Gold just pump city, baby. Love that. Buy these highs. No, I'm just kidding. Good job, guys. Guys, give yourselves a round of applause here. This has been a phenomenal Monday. Great way to start the week. Phenomenal. Great job. And even if you didn't take a trade, that's success. Even if you took a trade and you took a loss, that's still success, as long as you learned something. As long as you learned something enough to say, okay, I got in this trade here, I got stopped out over here. Why did I get stopped out? Okay, I got stopped out because I tried a long position after seeing we've been dropping lower and lower today. Okay, maybe next time if I want to go long, I have to make sure we're actually holding recent lows, or we're even shifting, which is breaking a recent lower high, right? Some reasoning behind it. You want to know reasoning behind your trades. Right now, a wick lower, and then it looks like, oh, we're rejecting higher again. Guess what? We did that same exact pattern right here. And did that last? No, we dumped right after, even stronger. So why would we assume it's going to work this time? Right? That's where higher time frames are so important, that we could look for a 30-minute that closes in now 3 minutes and say, if this closes higher, great, we're continuing. Or even say, look, if this closes lower, we're continuing to the downside now. But using those higher time frames instead of being so stuck on like a 5-minute or even a 1 minute is really going to give you a strong advantage in your trading. Took TP on gold. Let's go. Good job. Gotta have fun, guys. Gotta have fun when you're learning to trade too, man. I'm all about that. When you have fun when you're learning to do something, you're not going to feel like you're dragging your feet. You're not going to feel like, oh, here we go again. No, you want to be positive. You want to be excited about it. Be excited about trading. The opportunity that trading gives us is amazing. And the opportunity that prop firms give us is even better, because guess what? When I started trading about 6-7 years ago, there were no prop firms. If you wanted to trade, you either paper traded or you threw like 3 or 4 grand into an account. There was no, you probably could have traded like $500 accounts, cash accounts, and stuff like that, but you're not really growing. That's very hard to gauge, and especially because those were cash accounts. So if you start with $500 on a cash account for options and you trade an options contract that's $140, now your cash balance is $360, and you could only trade $360 worth. And if you took a loss, you could trade even less than that. So yeah, you either needed money to trade or you weren't trading real money. Now with prop firms, you're able to get an eval for as low as $50, $80, and get funded and then take payouts. How amazing is that? That opportunity is game-changing, is mind-blowing. Absolutely love it. Prop firms definitely helped me find my consistency as well, because it helps you also disconnect from your account, but not disconnect to a point where you're like, oh, I'm on a prop firm, I could just full port this next one. No, there's proper risk to it as well. I do teach everything I'm preaching, by the way, guys. I have a masterclass I'm running. I just finished episode 5 over the weekend. I actually covered what I'm talking about right now, risk management, using prop firms and taking advantage of prop firms and standard risk across them. You guys could check that out. My website is tradingpioneers.net. Check that out. Go show some love. I have masterclass type deals. I have mentoring. Always happy to help forward guide you guys so that you know what you're looking at. You could build structure in your trading. You're not just jumping in randomly. Have reasons to your trades, and you will learn from winners and losers every day. Every day. NASDAQ pulling back. Are we going long up here? No. Are we going short up here? It's probably got more reasoning than longs, that's for sure. But guess what, guys? It's 10:30. We just had our 15-minute close. We just had our 30-minute close. And what are they telling me? They're telling me a whole lot of nothing, which tells me we're probably going to continue to chop our way lower. Does that tell me I should just jump in a random trade right now? Absolutely not. Could those shorts play out from here and give us the same exact setup? Yeah, they can. Does that mean I'm going to take it? No. We're in profit on the day. I recognize price action is extremely range bound. I am going to be a patient trader. Gold, look at that. Gold pulled back right to that key level I mentioned, and it's trying to hold. That's amazing. Yeah, Kevin, should have waited a bit longer. We opened New York session, bang on last week high volume node and value area high. Should have waited for the reaction first and dust. Listen, man, it's all part of the process. As long as you truly learn something. Now, I want you guys to know something. This is a great example. And Brian, I hope you don't mind that I'm going to use you as an example here. And this goes for everybody. If you take a trade and then you're able to look back on it and say the reasons why it didn't work, like he mentioned that we were at a high volume node. We were at last week's value area high. Should have waited for the dust to settle. It's great to recognize what you should have done, but what are you actually going to do going forward to make that change? Saying out loud, I should have done this, isn't going to make you trade differently next time. As much as it's great that you're able to recognize it, you need to actually make a change in your trading, right? Have a checklist, have some type of playbook that you use, have something written down. I keep a small notepad next to me right over here. I'll show you guys. Small notepad. If I see a change or if I see something that's starting to shift in markets and I want to make sure I remember it, our psychology, our subconscious will remember it a lot more clearly if we write it down on pen and paper, even if we type it, even if we say it out loud. But just writing it here, just saying it out loud, I should say, is not enough for us to actually make a change. And when we don't make that actual change, we're just going to make that same mistake over and over and then have that same reaction. I should have done this. I should have done that. Should have, could have, would have. Not a trading strategy. However, hindsight's always 2020. We want to take advantage of that and learn from it and really make a difference. Coming into the market every day, doing the same exact thing and expecting different results is the definition of insanity. We are not insane traders. We are patient and great traders. All of you are great traders. Even if you've never taken a payout, even if you're not profitable yet, you're still a great trader. Have that mindset. A strong mindset, healthy mindset will go a long way. Guys, on that note, smash that like button. We're wrapping up Market in the Morning right there. This has been a beautiful and phenomenal episode. I appreciate you your NASDAQ short right off the open. That was a beautiful, nice way to start the day. Smash the like if you haven't. Subscribe to join us every single day. I will see you all tomorrow morning. Same time, same place. And tomorrow we'll have Nawab on. Take care, everybody. I'll see you soon.